Walking Dead, where evil lurks in every shadow and monsters roam the streets. Mankind's only survival rests in the hands of two Welsh warriors. Armed with boomsticks, chainsaws, bad language, these beacons of hope will stop at nothing to obliterate deadites, vampires, psychotic nurses. So, hold tight, strap in, and let the professionals take charge. Otherwise, you're in for a rough, blood-soaked night.
Hey, we're on time again. You right?
No trip-ups as of late, Jenks.
I know.
No trip-ups.
Your buddy who cleaned out your computer is a bit of a wizard, isn't he?
He is. I don't know what he done, mind, but he done something. So happy days. We should change that intro to Zombie Locker, you absolute traitor.
Yes, for all you don't know, I'm branching out. This is going in the bin. Twisted Locker t-shirt. Zombie Locker went live yesterday. For those who thinking I'm ditching Twisted Locker, I'm not. Not that anybody cares. They are, thank fuck.
I'm going to do my own one at some point. I never really fancy doing it on my own, but now that I've got more used to talking and and as much as I love doing the podcast review, there's so many films I want to talk about that you won't watch, you haven't seen, and you have no interest in talking about. So I kind of want to make a channel where I can talk about more the trashier side of horror movies, you know. You're not going to review Street Trash with me. You're not going to review Toxic Avenger, any of the hundreds of 80s shit horror movies I've seen.
Yeah, I might do the new Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage.
We've got to. It's a new horror movie.
Yeah, definitely. No, I just thought like to branch out, and we want to create like a family of locker projects.
As if we weren't family enough, like.
And in the centre would be Twisted Locker. Because this is more fun. I would hate to like just do zombies. I would fucking kill myself. I love talking about Freddy and Jason and Conjuring.
At some point, you're gonna run out of videos, though.
Not me. I've prepped about 5 years worth of material.
Really?
5 years, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't have started it unless my plan was if I can't think of 2 years worth of material, I'm not going to do it. And I managed 3, and now I'm up to 5. So
nice.
I got a big list. Yeah.
Can I just check with everyone in the chat that I'm loud enough? The last few times I've watched it back and I'm quite quiet, but
you're fine. I can hear you perfect.
Yeah. You said that last week, Jenks, and then when I watched it back, I couldn't hear myself. Quiet, okay. Very, very quiet.
Go on and say hello and ask.
I've spoken enough.
No, say hello to the chat.
Right, say hello to the chat, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, what have we got? We got Jordan Moran.
Hi, Jordan.
You had one job, Jenks, and you've turned into 2 and ditched Twisted Locker. One job you had.
I'm just spinning plates, boy, for this.
Hi, Jord. Thanks for jumping on, pal. We've got Jill John, evening Curtis and Jenks, evening all. Hi, Jill.
Hi, Jill.
We've got Hugh Huckridge. Hey, you're making this a habit of jumping on, pal.
Fair play.
Thank you. It's that time of the week again. Buckle up, everyone. Thanks for jumping on, Hugh. We've got Wendy Palfrey, evening Curtis and Jenks.
Hi, Wendy.
Look at this. We've got Tyler Adams. Good morning from California.
Awesome.
It's a mad concept to me that they're just starting their day now, and I will be going to Kip soon as this live ends.
I think it's 2 o'clock. I thought, good morning. Oh yeah, sorry. Depends where you are.
Yes, obviously depends where you are. We've got Skilly Automatic.
Hi, Skilly.
Hiya, Skilly. Thanks for jumping on. And we've got the Palfinator. That's everyone for now. Jenks, we're not going to get a chance to review this one because you missed it. And by the time you watch the movie, it'll be too late to review it. Yep. But I will do a little review on Dangerous Animals, if you don't mind, Jenks, just to talk about the movie a bit.
Cool.
Because I absolutely loved it, Jenks. It is easily my favourite film of the year so far.
It's a pretty low bar.
It is, Jenks. It is a low bar. It's just beat out Companion for top spot so far. Companion I really enjoyed, but it wasn't a movie I was really passionate about. You know, I didn't leave the cinema like I did with The Substance. I left the cinema speechless.
And also, Companion is not a horror. We were kind of like, you know.
I mean, it's horror enough to review on the channel, but Companion did have top spot. But oh my God, Jenks, I had such a good time with this movie. Jai Courtney, I've never been a big fan of. I've always found him quite generic. He's always picked the wrong roles. I don't feel like he was cast in the right roles in any film that he's done.
Right.
Jenks, get ready to change your opinion on him, right? Because he's fantastic in this film. Yeah. Like I said in my review on our page, it's got absolutely everything, Jenks. It's terrifying, it's hilarious, it's tense, and it mixes all those things perfectly. You never once feel safe in the movie, but then you're laughing. And it's got one of the best openings ever, Jenks. It sets the film up perfectly. Again, it's got that humour, it's got the horror. And yeah, I haven't left cinema that excited in a long time. Do you know when you leave the cinema and you're texting everyone?
Yeah.
I text about 6 people straight away saying, this film is great, you need to see it.
You know what the film is good? When, while you're watching it, you're thinking, fuck, this is good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And there was about 3 times, right, where me and Palf turned to each other and we were like, we got a hit.
Yeah,
and it
awesome.
was, and then I was excited leaving cinema. Now, I don't want to say anything about this one. If you've seen the second trailer, you've seen the whole movie, right? It's got a 4-minute trailer that I watched after the film, right? I didn't watch it. I never watched trailer 2, always the first one because it's short and sweet. But don't watch the second trailer. Go into this one relatively blind because I don't want to overhype it, guys. It's quite a low concept movie, but it's such a good. It's so much fun. It's great. I am high on it at the moment.
Look, I love thrillers. Is it an Aussie film or is he just an Aussie?
Aussie, no, it's Aussie. It's the same director as The Loved Ones.
Right.
It's a full on Aussie movie. You've got the sea, you've got surfers, you've got sharks.
So so I think he's probably in his element as an Aussie, typical Aussie, drinking beer Aussie. And I love shark films, apart from shitty ones like Sharknado.
Yeah, so what I want, one disclaimer is that, like, just to tell everyone, sharks take a back seat next to Jai Courtney. So he is front and center. He is much scarier than what's in the water.
Yeah.
And the sharks are just something that he toys with. Now, it isn't a shark movie, but it's got sharks in it. And he does use the sharks as a device for killing. That is in the plot of the movie. People know that. But it's crazy because you're genuinely laughing at one moment. And then there's genuinely one scene in there where I got quite upset. In terms of like, oh God, that's really mean-spirited. Do you know what I mean? That is really nasty. Like.
You're right about Jai Courtney. So he was in Terminator 5. He was in Die Hard 5.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad's Captain Boomerang, the stupidest villain, like, or whatever he is. Like, we need a team of metahumans, so we got a guy with a boomerang. The fuck?
Yeah. I know.
Terminator 5. He's meant to be John Connor. He's all buff.
Not John Connor.
Not John Connor. Kyle Reese. And then he's in Die Hard as his son, isn't it? The Russian one. What else has he been in?
Do you know what?
Yeah.
This is when I knew his career wasn't going his way, is because, and bear in mind, right, I love Wet Hot American Summer. So there's a movie.
I've seen it.
David Wayne, and then they did the series on Netflix. I adore them, right? But he showed up in the second season and I thought, shit. So you've gone from big franchises, Die Hard, Terminator, Suicide Squad, and then he's showing up in this, let's say, a low-level comedy on Netflix. Now, I love them, but I seen him in it and I thought, oh, God.
It's a bit, he reminds me of Sam Worthington, even, they're both Aussies, that they were like massive, and then it's just as if like Hollywood pushes them and nobody's interested and they keep pushing.
Terminator as well.
Terminator 4. And then if it wasn't for Avatar, Sam Worthington wouldn't get work, would he? He just...
No. I agree with you. He's luckily he's been attached to that franchise. And I'm sure making the second movie kept him in work for a long time, or even kept him away from work because of the contract he's got to Avatar.
Did you hear about Matt Damon about Avatar 1? Do you the story?
Yes.
That he refused it, and he was offered like 1%.
A percent, yeah.
And it would have been like 200 million, so stupid.
Yeah.
Like.
So Russell Crowe did the same thing with Lord of the Rings, maybe.
Is there? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, rings a bell.
I don't know if it was Lord of the Rings, but Russell Crowe was turned down a percentage in a big franchise as well.
Yeah, it's well, the thing is, it's easy in hindsight to look at it, but if it was a flop, it'd be a nightmare. It's easy when you hear all the sort of the great stories like Twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, and the director said they'll just work for free, have 1%, and they made a fortune. Made more money in that film than any of his other films, I believe, possibly. Yeah.
But what I will say, guys, just to end Dangerous Animals there, I don't want to say too much about it, but absolutely go and watch this one on the big screen. A lot of people are raving about it. A lot of big YouTubers I've said a lot of good things about it, but don't go in expecting a masterpiece. It's not going to change the game, but it is such a fun time.
I'm a bit concerned with like Bring Her Back. It's coming out in August, is it? In Britain.
Yes, August the 1st.
I'm terrified it's going to end up being dumped on streaming or something.
No, it will be released because it's been advertised in our cinemas. It will be released.
It's weird, isn't it? Like 2 months later.
Look, I've read into it, and apparently A24 blundered up UK distribution rights a few times. So they push it out, and somehow they never managed to connect it with UK audiences.
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong in the background, Jenks, and they've lost some sort of distribution right, and then it's just coming later.
Is it just, it's got something to do with as well that I suppose there's lots of films out and they're just trying to time it maybe? Like you got Lilo and Stitch, Mission Impossible.
It's going up against Lilo and Stitch, Mission Impossible and Karate Kid, 3 big IPs. Yeah. I think Mission Impossible and Karate Kid are nuts for going up against Lilo and Stitch.
Well, the wonderful thing is the biggest hit in the last few is apart from Lilo and Stitch is Final Destination.
Yeah. And Sinners has been a bigger hit than Final, I think.
Well, not through budget. So if you're looking at budget, so Sinners was 90 million, Final Destination was 40 million. So I think Sinners has made about 350 million. Brilliant, like, but that was quite expensive.
Yeah. Thank you for confirming, Jill.
What is it? Is it good levels? Is it
louder? Much louder now. Louder, good though, or bad? Yeah. Is it too loud?
Ask him if it's matching mine.
Yeah, is it matching Jenks's? Anyway, we've got Sam Jones.
Hi, Sam.
Thanks for jumping on, Sam. Appreciate that, pal. John Moran, clearly presence is the best. Jenks, do you know, at a genuinely now, right? End of year, right? We chuck out a video and we're doing the best movies of 2025.
Yeah.
If presence is in your top 3, you can piss off and do Zombie Locker because I'm done.
If presence is in my top 5 or top 3, then it's been a bad year because by now it should have been.
You said it.
No, I'm just saying.
You said it.
As long as I can have Companion as a horror in our list, I think Final Destination for me first, and then followed by Companion. Okay. Definitely. We'll do a 6-month one now at the end of June.
Yes. We've got Miss Bunny, Hi Twisted Locker, and coming to you live from my warm bubble bath.
Do it, Kurt. Come on. Finish it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Finish it.
You're the hee-hee man. You're the hee-hee man. Pal says, I thoroughly enjoy Dangerous Animals. I'm going to need you to be a bit more enthusiastic than that, pal. Come on. A bit more. We've got Gina. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Gina.
Hi, Gina. Jordan says he's in a good film called Semper Fi, surprisingly. Is it called Semper Fi? I'll have a look at that.
Semper Fi.
Look at this. Gina says, don't forget to send the like button some love, people.
Awesome.
Thank you, Gina. Skilly says, just paused and went to watch the trailer for Dangerous Animals. Looks great.
Yeah, it does. I love films like that. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't need to see trailer 2. I'm sold. Instantly sold. Yeah. Sharks and a bad guy.
I know you're fussier than me, Jenks, but I really do hope you enjoy it. It's such a good film.
Fussy, cultured, Curtis.
Cultured, oh my God. Miss Bunny says, why is it coming to your area so late? Because we get everything last, all right? Britain finishes last.
We got Mission Impossible 8 first. Oh, shit. I didn't like that.
Gina says, I won't like it as it involves animals being offed. I'll watch Kill Count.
Is it what? Animals getting killed? Is it?
Dangerous animals. Not that I can remember. No sharks were hurt in the making of it.
They don't count. You can kill a shark.
Miss Benny says, I watched Bring Her Back this past Friday at 10 a.m. It was only me in the theatre. Well, what did you think of it? I know this one is... I wouldn't say it's split audiences down the middle. A lot of people, majority leaning towards good, but I know it's a bit of a polarising one.
Kurt, do you know our cousin? I won't name him, Kurt. But
name him. Go on.
No. I was saying that I got arachnophobia, and he goes, "Oh, I haven't got arachnophobia, but I've got a phobia of sharks." I'm like, "That's not a phobia. That's like you're scared of murderers."
I know the story. I know, and I know who it is as well.
I know you do. I know you do. You don't need to say his name. No, that's the worst thing to announce.
What's funny, right, is I've been watching all the press junkets for Dangerous Animals, as you do when you're in love with a movie, and it was cut in between the actors and the directors, right? So the actors went first, and the main girl in there, she was talking, and she talked about a stuntman on what are they called on the water? Fucking
a jet ski. And he got pulled and dragged by a bull shark because they filmed this in an actual sea, right? So they barriered off a big chunk of the sea, and they had people patrolling constantly while they were filming just to make sure the area was safe. So it was all filmed on location, but something happened, and a stuntman was ripped from his jet ski and dragged by a bull shark, right? Yeah. Luckily, he walked away unscathed and he's safe or whatever, but she told that story, and then it cuts to the director, and the same interviewer mentioned it, and you could see how pissed off he got instantly. And he was like, that shouldn't have been mentioned. That should not have been spoken about. Basically, what happens on set happens on set. We don't need to talk about the bad. We don't have to talk about maybe how dangerous the set was. Yeah. And then he started stuttering and explaining what happened. You could see he was uncomfortable. No one wants to talk about a blunder on a set that they're controlling. And the actor saying it, she was so like thing about it, like, oh yeah, actor. And then he's just there like, she shouldn't have said that. As if it's like a little anecdote, like where someone almost got eaten. Do you know what annoys me? You know when they say, statistically, sharks only kill one person a year. It's like, yeah, but all the legs they eat and the ass cheeks. You know, like you might not die, but your ass is ripped off your calf. I saw a documentary, and this woman, she was in the shallow end, and a little shark just bit her ass off. Gone. Just gone forever. No ass, just a bone. And it's like, yeah, she didn't die. That still counts as a shark attack. 100%. Well, there's actually a bit in there where he's a bit of a shark expert, right? Yeah. And he's talking about why people are so scared of sharks, and he says something about a statistic that mosquitoes kill more people than sharks every year. Yeah. Why isn't anyone scared of mosquitoes? Why is everyone scared of sharks? Look at them, first off. Yeah. Look at them. I can swat a mosquito. Also, like, we know the mosquitoes are dangerous because you have mosquito nets and they give malaria. Yeah. But the thing about a shark, I couldn't think of a scarier monster in my wildest dreams. So they've got every single horror trope. You've got isolation in the middle of the sea, no escape. You can't see them because they're under the water. The fin is the tease. Like, well, you don't have goggles. And then you've got the fucking teeth. And every beat there is, every beat of a shark is perfect as a monster movie, isn't it? You couldn't think of a better one. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I love sharks. I'm fascinated by them. But at the same time, I'm like, something like that shouldn't roam the earth. Yeah. Look at them. I'm not saying I don't want them here. I love sharks. I'm just saying, you look at them and how terrifying they are. It makes you wonder, you know? Yeah. I can read a few more comments. Go on. I was scared to read Miss Bunny Girl 69's comments. Love it. Left me feel haunted and sad.
That's a good review.
Yeah. Gina says, member for 6 months, level awesome. Level Twisted
Awesome,
Nights.
Gina. 6 months.
That's amazing.
Six beautiful months.
Why?
Yeah.
John Moran said, I've got a phobia of the Terminator coming for me, and it turns out my name is actually Sarah Connor. That's brilliant, that is. Tyler Adams says, going to do a Schlocklocker spin-off. Schlocklocker.
Yeah, I almost. I'm gonna call it cult because I can talk about movies that aren't shit, but cult favorites.
Yeah.
But I can also talk about a lot of shit because the shit of the movie, apparently, the bigger the cult status it has.
Yeah, I could do well. Gina says, don't ever watch Basic Instinct 2. It's complete and utter shit. What was my brother thinking buying it? I heard a shit. I think it's set in London, and I'm sure like David Llewellyn's in it or somebody like that. Oh no, not David. No, the guy who played the governor in Walking Dead. I forget his name now. Are you familiar with Walking Dead?
Yeah,
he's a British
the governor.
Dude. Yeah, he's a British guy.
Morrissey, James Morrissey.
David Morrissey, I think.
David Morrissey.
Yeah,
yes,
he's
David
in
Morrissey.
it. It's very British looking. Looks like the Bill or something. You don't remember the Bill, probably.
Shut up.
Oh, you do remember
the Bill.
Okay. John Moran says, sharks are the Alan Shearer of eating ass cheeks. I don't get the reference. Tyler Adams says, I have a phobia of wolves, Mr. Fox. And Hugh Huckray says, if you swim in Connecticut Beach, the brown sharks are more dangerous and prevalent. Yeah, definitely. Last one. John Moran says, Stan Collymore is the Basic Instinct 2. Is in Basic Instinct 2, I'm sure. Yes. Stan Collymore is a 90s football player, isn't he? Yeah, I'm sure he's in it. It's a shit film, apparently. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the first one. I loved it when I first watched it. I rewatched it a few years ago. It's pretty shit.
You're an idiot.
It's not as good. You are
a certified idiot.
It has not aged at all.
How? Tell me how. Give me two instances. Go on.
It's just the
Back
tone.
it up.
It's just the tone. It's not
that
very good.
Film is phenomenal, Jenks.
Miss Bunny goes, so your mother was no Sharon Stone. Right, guys. We're going to throw it to the comments. Any questions for us? Anything you want to do with horror, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Yes, I'm clarifying for Miss Bunny Girl, obviously.
I'm not going to talk about my personal life.
Yes. Anyway, while we wait, hopefully we'll have a few. I'm on halfway through season 4 of Stranger Things, Kurt. I'm rewatching it in time because they just announced season 5 is coming out in November.
3 parts.
Yeah,
3 parts.
Is it December or November? I've forgotten now.
Through November, October, November.
I think the final is on New Year's.
November and December, I think.
I think the finale is on New Year's Day or something, on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, maybe. Yeah.
If honestly, I hope they get it right. I really do. I'm rooting for the Duffer Brothers.
There's no reason why they won't, Jenks. They've delivered every single season. There's no reason why they should turn up in the 5th season and not deliver.
Yeah, and what's great about the 4th one is that because each of the first 3 had a monster, you had the monsters in the first one, then you had the demi-dogs, then you had the big monster. And I'm so glad they went to Vecna, thinking like, we can't do another monster. We've got to do something more humanized, a proper villain. They don't have to worry about the next one. Obviously, Vecna is going to be the next one. And because it's very Nightmare on Elm Street with that creepy clock was off key. Dong. I was thinking, I know you're trying to think of a new Freddy, and they try to do it with the remake. If they just did like a Vecna as Freddy, it would work. If they just thought like no wisecracking, let's just ditch that. That's just Robert Englund's one. Let's make it really scary. He barely says a word, and when he says a word, it's terrifying. No one-liners, and just do something completely different.
100% agree with you, Jenks.
I'd have that.
This is the thing, innit? Because Robert Englund's face and voice, it's going to be hard to top that. So you're going to have to do something different.
Yeah, totally. Right, Kurt, we got a question in. Tyler Adams says, what's the most rewatchable horror movie to you? Or what constitutes a really rewatchable horror flick. What do you think? I'll leave it to you first, Kirst.
So for me, it has and always will be. I always say you've got 3 stages in the movie, obviously the beginning, middle, and an end. It has to be flawless, and I don't mean a perfect movie. Every single segment in that film has to be just as enjoyable as the next one. And my perfect example for that, and probably my most watched movie, is From Dusk Till Dawn, Jenks, easily. Yeah. The beginning is perfect. It's a movie all in its own. The middle, just when they get into the titty twister, phenomenal. And then the ending is just as good.
Yeah.
That film does not stop from start to finish because it's got Tarantino's writing and it's got Robert Rodriguez's flair. I get high on the cast of that movie every single time I watch it. It's like watching it for the first time when I see Fred Williamson, Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero, Quentin Tarantino, Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
The cast is absolutely insane for cult horror fans, right? If you know your horror and you understand who these people are and you've seen the movies that they're in from the 80s, 90s, what have you.
Yeah.
This film is perfect and it has absolutely everything. It is easily my best example for the most rewatchable movie ever because anything that slightly resembles From Dusk Till Dawn, I hear like a little jingle that sounds like one of the songs from it. I'm like, I need to watch it. I was watching Roadhouse last night and Tito and Tarantula, the band who did the music for From Dusk Till Dawn, and they're the band in the Titty Twister. Well, I watched Roadhouse last night and they're the band playing at the start.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Same band on stage.
With bottles being thrown at them.
Yeah. But this was before From Dusk Till Dawn, obviously. It's 89.
Yeah.
Then I was a guy, I gotta watch From Dusk Till
Dawn. It's hard. I'm trying not to say what like my favorite movie, Return of the Living Dead, but I can't think of anything more rewatchable.
Well, you can just say it, Jenks. It's your favorite movie,
and that is the reason. Like, I think the best movie ever made is Pulp Fiction, but for me, whenever Return of the Living Dead pops up, I want to watch it. Like Evil Dead 2, I love it, and I used to rewatch that all the time. Okay, but there's moments where I need a break from it. I'm done with Evil Dead, and then a couple of years later, I'm in the mood for it. But with Return of the Living Dead, there's something because it's classy, because the acting's so classy and it's very character driven. Even though it's like an 85-minute movie, somehow it can afford to really get for you to get to know the characters, a setup, because the zombies don't come in until maybe the halfway point, or at least in a half an hour in, and you don't care. It's a bit like Lost Boys. You don't give a shit if the vampires don't turn up till halfway or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's such a lost thing. Like, I think people have forgotten how to make a movie now. Say if they're making a character-driven movie, the only way they can explore those characters and make you fall in love with them is to make it a 3-hour film. And if they can't, you don't care about the characters. Whereas Return of the Living Dead and Dusk Till Dawn know how to juggle pacing and characters and action, and it's a lost art, I think, definitely.
Yeah, spot on. I'll give you 2 non-horror movies that I watch a lot, and every single time I watch them, I'll never get bored of them.
Yeah,
and it's Goodfellas and Boogie Nights, 2 of my favorite non-horror movies, and I will say outside of Tarantino, who's in my mind above and beyond anyone else who's ever made movies. So when I talk about movies like that, I tend to talk about movies outside of Tarantino's career because I adore all his movies. So outside of that, Goodfellas and Boogie Nights are movies that I crave all the time. And similar structure, Jenks, perfect from the start to the end.
For me, it's easily Legally Blonde and for me, it's Hangover. I can watch that whenever it's on. If it pops up on ITV2 or something, I got to watch it. I love Hangover so much that I'm willing to endure 2 and 3 just to hang out with these people a bit longer, even though they're quite dog shit, the sequels. Second one has its charm. It's watchable. Third one, what the fuck? And another one I can watch. Well, Shaun of the Dead is another one I can watch over and over again.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
And another, not a not non-horror at all, actually, still a bit of a horror, is what's it called? This Is the End with Seth Rogen.
Any comedy in that era, I'm talking Pineapple Express, Superbad, This Is the End, those group of actors.
Yeah, the Judd Apatow era.
What a time.
It's
What a time, like.
I would say the Judd Apatow era, from like all the way going back to not Knocked Up was the first 40-Year-Old Virgin, all the way up until like well, this is the end. I'd say it's the greatest era of comedy ever in the history of comedy.
It is. I agree with you. And it really was the end.
Yeah.
Tyler, that was an absolute banging question. Thank you for that one, pal.
Yeah. Yeah, cheers, buddy.
Who says, I've never seen a Serbian film. Is it as bad as they say? I've never watched it, and I never will watch it. I have no interest in watching a film that controversial, a film that really goes out of its way to be disgusting. I know what happens in it. I've been told countless times. I have zero interest in watching that movie, not even a slight interest. Now, I gave in to one of those movies that I was told was too rough, and I gave in because it became a trend online, people daring each other to watch it, and it's Megan is Missing.
Yeah.
And it's a well-made movie. It did exactly what it needed to do, and it did what it wanted to do, but I hated it. I thought it was the most disgusting movie I've ever seen. That last 10 to 20 minutes of Megan is Missing, I don't ever want to see anything like that again in my life.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how Splattercast, we've had him on the channel before. He's a great guy, and he's got an awesome channel, but he does a lot of disgusting videos, like top 5 and he does a lot because they do really well. So he has to put himself through a lot of pain. Like some of them are really, really disturbing. Like, unless he really loves them, or it's becoming like, oh my god, can't do another 5.
Yeah, but yeah, no interest in that one, Hugh. But again, another one I tell people to avoid is Megan is Missing. I remember watching it for the first time, and I messaged you and I said, I don't even want to give it a star rating.
Yeah, this is why I'm so chuffed that they remade Speak No Evil, because I was desperate. We both were desperate to recommend it, the first one. And we just like, I don't think I can because the ending's so horrible. And it was just so nice you can recommend it now, not worry.
Yeah, 100%. I won't watch a Serbian film. We've gone from Gina. My go-to film is Pieces. I laugh my ass off at the end, but I absolutely love From Dusk Till Dawn. Gina, I'm a big fan of Pieces. It's an Italian slasher movie. It's great.
Yeah,
it's
great title.
Absolutely out there. Well, get this right, Jenks. The premise of the movie, right? So it starts with a little boy who's doing a jigsaw of not a naked woman. I think she's in a bikini, but it's like a page 3 model if you're from the UK. And his mother comes in and basically, I think she rips the jigsaw apart and goes crazy on him because there's this sexy girl on it. And he basically ends up butchering his mother because of that. Yeah. And then he starts collecting women's body parts when he's an adult to make this thing. And I'm sure it's got something to do with him not ever being able to finish his jigsaw.
Yeah. I remember in the 90s, everybody was talking about a film called Boxing Helena, or Helena, whatever it's called, with Julian Sands, and I'm not sure who the girl was. And have you seen it?
No.
So he falls in love with no, he's not a corpse. He starts chopping off her limbs to keep her a slave and start shagging her. And it's just like a fever dream or something like that. Boxing Helena. It was, everyone in school were talking about this grim film. A little bit like you said with Megan is Missing. Daring people, I gotta watch this film. He just hacks all her limbs off, and she's just like a torso. And it's like, oh god, that sounds horrendous. You know, and only because Julian Sands was in it had any kind of merit.
Yeah. Jill says, Roadhouse, what a film, flipping classic. I love Roadhouse. Now, that is the definition of a cult classic.
Oh, do you know, right? That's why I was really disappointed with Roadhouse, the remake, because the Roadhouse last year was probably my #1 most anticipated film. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's awesome. Everything he does is great. I thought, oh, how can they go wrong? Conor McGregor's in it. Oddly enough, Conor McGregor ruined it for me. He's the worst. He was one of the worst, like, non-actors in a film, if you know what I mean. And he's a fighter. He just looks ridiculous. He looks like he was like a proper pleb in it. Especially he walks into when he's looking for everybody, he's got his fists tensed. Yeah, it's nonsense. Yeah. They make it #2.
Guy Ritchie.
Oh yeah.
Guy Ritchie's doing it.
I knew somebody good was making it.
I've skipped past some comments. I will go back to them, but I just seen this one of Jordan. John says, "Will you wave? My son is waving at the TV, asking if you're live." There we are.
Yes, hello. We are real. We're not AI.
I don't know, mind. You seem a bit AI.
I know.
Look at that one. Tropic Thunder in there. Easily.
Oh, they'll never make another Tropic Thunder. Which is a damn shame, because with Robert Downey Jr., anyone who gets offended with that clearly doesn't understand the joke.
It's 100%. Yeah.
It's so funny. Oh my god, especially Full Retard. Oh my god, that's the best joke, and it kind of makes sense as well. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah, because they wrote to Sean Penn to warn him, to say, like, look, we've got this joke in the film. It's about, because he done I Am Sam.
Yeah.
And he went full. I'm not,
Yeah.
And so he went full, and the whole joke was basically mocking him for I Am Sam. Yeah. So they wrote to him just to warn him and kind of get his blessing, and he did not take it well.
Did I tell you about Team America, about the Matt Damon story?
Yeah.
I've told you.
It's because his puppet turned out that way.
Yeah, but Matt Damon had an interview, and he said, like, he was saying, like, I don't know why they made me so, like, special on it, because I've directed, I've got a degree, and he goes, is that what people think of me? Like I'm an idiot? And then they cuts to him, and he's like, no, just the mold looked a bit. Yeah,
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I just like that's
so
funny.
Good.
I love him.
Gina says, have you seen State of Grace with Gary Oldman and Sean Penn? I think it's better than Heat. I have. It's an absolute great movie.
Was an action film, is it?
Bit gangstery, I think. It's been a while since I've seen it. One of them's a cop, I believe. There's who else is in it? Sean Penn's ex-wife. What's her name? She was in. She played Jenny in Forrest Gump.
Oh, Lang. No, not Lang. Jennifer. No. Oh, I can't remember. She's in House of Cards.
House of Cards, yes.
I've drawn a blank now. Her name.
Oh my God, Gina, I haven't seen that film for about 15 years. But I still like Sean Penn, but I used to be really into Sean Penn when I was a teenager.
Gary Oldman's in a series called something Slow Horses.
It's meant to be great.
Yeah, on Apple TV.
Jill, whenever I hear Dusk Till Dawn, Kurtz's face is on the poster. What do you mean?
What? What? When she thinks she looked like George Clooney or Quentin Tarantino, or a vampire. Please be George Clooney. Please be George Clooney.
Do you know, I will be meeting Fred Williamson in 2 weeks, Jenks. I can't wait.
Awesome. I can see Tyler Adams. She just said Robin Wright. That's her name.
Robin Wright, man.
Yeah.
Miss Brennan says, I did like both versions.
Speak No Evil. Yeah, Speak No Evil. Look, that's just frustrating. Like, I love the first version. That last 10 minutes probably. It's very short what happens from the point of what happens. I don't want to spoil it to the end. It's just like, I'm a parent. No parent would ever behave like that. End of.
Yeah, I won't say anything bad about the movie other than its controversial ending.
Yeah.
That movie was on a fast track to 5 stars. The original, not the remake.
We saw it together, no?
We did. We looked at each other a few times. We're like, oh God, this is well made.
Yeah.
It's just that ending.
What annoys me when everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right? But some people say, like, oh yeah, but that's life, innit? Sometimes you have bleak stuff happen. It's like, yeah, I know that, but it's a film.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
I watch the news if I want something bleak. I want something like I don't mind if it happened. Whatever happens to the girl, if that happens, it happens. But at least have the parents try their best to rescue her. It didn't make any sense. They wouldn't make any effort at all. If the parents were like shitty parents, fair enough. But they weren't, especially the mother.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, Jenks. It was how quick they gave up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, yeah. And I just think like, yeah, that's not, if you're a parent, you would do anything. And everything about that mother's character was like, no, the father was quite weak, but the
He had
mother
no,
was,
yeah, he didn't have a spine. He didn't have a
yeah. And
spine.
you thought, oh, he's going to step up. Okay, he doesn't. But the mother, like, no, she had a spine all the way through. So it doesn't make any sense.
Who says, I enjoyed Boxing Helena, total amputee, no arms, legs, kept in a box.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I knew it was, I'm surprised you've never heard of it.
John says, cheers, guys, you are alive. I've assured him. Awesome. Batshit says, those TSL guys are live at the same time. Bastards, eh? How could they? Wednesday's our slot.
Yeah.
We own Wednesday.
Yeah, that's bad. That is. They knew, innit? They knew they were going to destroy us.
Yeah, they would destroy us as well. Gina says, Boxing Helena actress Cheryl Fenn from Twin Peaks. Good
Oh,
film.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued. Right, John says, one of my non-horror watches is Wonder Boys with Michael Douglas, Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
really funny comedy.
I've seen it.
I haven't seen that one.
Michael Douglas is a writer, and he's got writer's block. No, he ain't got writer's block. He's writing a book, and it's like that thick, and he just can't finish it. I can't really remember the full plot. It's one of those films, a bit like a Wes Anderson film, where there's a few things going on, and but I do remember enjoying it. I don't remember much more other than Michael Douglas has got his book written, and it blows away, and he hasn't got any backup copies. He's chasing all the pages.
Yeah.
And it's about 1,000 pages.
I'll watch that. I haven't seen it.
I enjoyed it.
Right. What have we got here? We got a question. Hi, David. Thanks for jumping on,
Price.
pal.
Yeah, cheers.
He says, what horror film have chilled you with their mood or atmosphere and stayed with you long after you watched them? I'd say I've got 3 that really stayed with me for a long time. And this is going off first time watches. So the first time you watch this movie, and it's always going to be Insidious 1, watching that in cinema for the first time. I had never seen anything like it, never been that scared watching a movie. I was quite young at the time as well, of age just to see it, I think. The original Woman in Black, the 90s TV movie, Jenks, you know full well.
Yeah.
And talk to me. I'll say it time and time again. The best horror cinema experience I've had. And that's more towards mood and atmosphere of the film. I just felt grim leaving the cinema, but in the best way possible.
Yeah, the best experiences I've had in the cinema, like it's hard to get scared these days. As you get older, the more horror films you watch. But oddly enough, it's 3 films. It was Blair Witch Project. I remember just feeling dread. It was 99. I watched this. I was lucky enough to see the cinema. The 90s was shit for horror. And it was like, I felt like a return of horror. And the build-up of the Blair Witch was so well. It's probably the best marketing for any film ever, right? And I just remember thinking, I'm shitting myself. And I remember watching it at the time, and I was 19 or 20, dreading the night to come in. So it was a very day-night kind of film. And I was always relieved when it was morning, like, oh, fuck. And I haven't felt that in a film for years. Another one then, which is very surprising. It's almost like a non-horror, but it was Signs. When I first watched Signs, okay, it is like a horror. It's got the cornfield and stuff.
But of course it is.
But the reason I mention that, apart from another film, is that when I drove home on my own and I was walking, I was scared. I was imagining like a figure on top of one of the houses.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm genuinely scared. It's had an effect on me, more so than I thought it would. And it was an alien film. It's definitely the scariest alien film, I think, Signs. Underrated.
And I agree with you, Jenks. Definitely. And they have got great scenes where the alien's on the house. Oh my God.
Do you know, I'll tell you a quick story about that. So know the scene where he looks out the window and the alien's standing on the barn, and it's a jump scare, isn't it? You just see the sort of silhouette of one. And I watched that in like the cinema, like the Odeon or something, right? And they got a shitty cinema in Llanelli where we're from.
Wait then, Theatre Ellie. Theatre Ellie was top class. So Denny top.
So there was 3 screens in our small town. This is before like the Odeon came. So I'd watched it in Swansea in a better screen, proper screen, and I watched it again now with my cousin our cousin Mark. I said, "Oh, I'll watch it again, Signs," and I watched it instantly, and it was in the small screen, like the size of your TV, like 80-inch probably, and it was so it was so dark in there, right? The screen that you couldn't see the figure. So when that bit came, I was like waiting for it, and nobody reacted. I was like, I was looking around, like for fuck's sake, like nothing. You couldn't see anything. It was too dark. How bad is that?
That you just summed up Theatre Echley perfectly.
Well, it was screen 3. Do you remember screen 3? It was like tiny.
No, I'm obviously 15 years younger than you. Theatre Echley closed.
You mean obviously?
Fuck. Obviously, it closed when Prissry, right? I had a date when I was in school very early, maybe like year 8. It's the last time I went to see a movie there, and I took my date to see Paul Blart Mall Cop. That's the last film. That's the last film I watched in Theatre Echley.
Do you know the sad thing is, right? That cinema's closed. The really old-fashioned one, right? It's really old, like a couple of 100 years old, probably.
And they just left it there, right?
It's left it there. And I always thought, why didn't they use it for arty films, foreign films, films that audience are not interested in?
There's no culture in Llanelli, Jenks. But at least movie culture. Look,
wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. Look at the Jod, the cinema you've got quite close to you, that shows all those classics. If I had something like that close to me, I reckon I'd end up being single. I'd just be like, I got 10 kids at home.
I'm gonna read a few comments, Kurt. So Sam Jones says, Boxing Helena sounds like Amazon Prime gone wrong.
Hey, next day delivery.
That's genius, that is. Yeah. John Moran says, what are your most controversial opinions of any movie? I'll go first. I thought Close Encounters of the Third Kind was terrible. I've never finished it.
I've never watched it.
I'll go first. I think Exorcist is shit. No, I'm joking, as if. I'm not a big fan of, I've said it in a previous video, don't give a shit about Hereditary, and everybody kisses his ass.
Oh, that's not that controversial, Jenks. Loads of people don't like that. It's not that controversial.
No. I'm trying to think of another film that's very cult.
Look, I've probably got the most controversial one. I'm almost reluctant to even see it, Jenks, because this is gonna blow. So I don't think it's a bad film. I know why people love it, and every time I've watched it, I've got nothing bad to say about it. But I do not care for Jaws one bit.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That'll equal that. Yeah. I feel the same about Thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I would give it 5 stars. I think it's a masterpiece. I think every scene is brilliant, but I just don't care about it. And I cannot tell you. I want to love it.
I like Jaws less than you like The Thing, though, I think.
Yeah, I've got a bad word to say about The Thing.
I couldn't really point out bits that I don't like about it, other than, again, it's a 70s movie. 70s?
Yeah, 77, I think.
Yeah. Obviously, the shark's a bit dated. I'm not going to go into slating Jaws now, but I've just never cared for it. I never watched the sequels because I had no interest to watch any of the follow-ups.
Yeah.
I grew up on, a lot of it lends itself to me growing up on Evil Dead and Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all those movies, and Jaws just never hit for me. And then I tried to rewatch it again in my mid-teens and then my early 20s, just to try and get a new perspective on it.
Yeah.
And I've never cared for it.
We've got a friend called Paul who comes on this channel sometimes, and he's obsessed with it. He's going to lynch you.
He loves it too much. He loves Jaws too much. He loves Jaws more than I love any movie. I feel like he's not a movie fan, he's a Jaws fan.
I kind of agree with you, Kurt, right? I got nothing really bad to say, but other than it's quite a slow burn. It's it's very slow. All the bits that are great are great when they come, but I tend to watch it as a remark of respect. But I would never pick it to watch.
Yes, no, it's got my respect, but I'm not fussed. Who says always a go-to film? Michael Douglas in Falling Down, awesome movie.
Absolutely class.
from Falling Down to Batman Forever.
Oh, you stole my line. You knew I was going to say it first.
Yes, I showed this. I love this movie. I showed it to my girlfriend a couple of months back.
Yeah.
I go back to that one every couple of years. It's a great film.
Do you reckon on the poster now we would say, from the director of Batman and Robin comes Michael Douglas in?
Yeah.
I think, was Falling Down before it? I can't remember.
Yeah,
it
of
must
course
have
it
been.
was. It's
Batman,
80s.
No, it's not. It's 90s.
Oh, then maybe 1990 then.
I don't know. Good one to Google. Batman and Robin came out in 97, so probably before then.
It's definitely before.
Yeah.
93, the year I was born.
There we are. So it's only 2 years before Batman Forever.
So there's a scene in there when he goes to what's the burger place called there?
Isn't it a Wendy's or a McDonald's? Does he not go to McDonald's?
Is it I'm sure. In my head I can hear him saying McDonald's.
Well, maybe.
I'm sure I can hear him say
yeah. Oh, it's I don't know. Who cares?
But
that scene was awesome.
Oh my god, that scene when he pulls the Uzi out is so good.
Yeah, there's another film that's very similar to that called God Bless America.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, I was thinking of Big Daddy.
Will somebody get this kid a Happy Meal?
Yeah, there's another film very much like Falling Down. It's called God Bless America, and I'm sure
it's a great film.
Oh, you've seen it?
Of course I have. It's Bill Murray's brother.
Yes, is it Bill Murray's brother, the younger brother?
It is. Yeah. It's Bill Murray's brother.
Yeah, he's and he teams up with a girl, and it's directed by Bob
Goldthwait.
Yes.
Goldthwait.
Great.
That's a great film. I watched it when it came out, and it went boom, under the radar. Gone.
Yeah, and there's a scene in it which I fucking loved when in the cinema, and there's people talking. They tell them shut up, and then they go and they look at each other like yes, and they got to bring out the guns. And like, oh yes, I wish. Yeah, I only wish.
John says, Wonder Boys, he's a stoner having an affair with his boss's wife. It's a bit Cohen-esque. Katie Holmes is one of the students she's trying to sleep in. Hey, I'm going to get on this film. This sounds great.
Whatever happened to Katie Holmes?
She married a Scientologist.
Yeah, I think she's on the run probably from him. Hey, you're not going to outrun Tom Cruise. You.
No. Gina says, one film that stuck with me, and that was The Forest, about the Japanese officer forest. The ending had such a twist, it got to me.
Yeah.
Films don't usually do that. It's got Natalie Dormer.
Yeah, the girl from Game of Thrones. Really good film.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't that good. It was
I
creepy.
didn't like that film. It's creepy, but...
Great setting, poor execution.
Hey, look at this. David says, Diolch yn fawr, guys. Enjoying your channel. Thank you very much,
awesome. Pal. Are you from Wales yourself, or is it...
Or are you from Wales, or were you just being kind and talking in our dialect?
We don't speak Welsh.
Diolch yn fawr. Thanks for that, pal. Nice to get a bit of culture on our channel. You know, we get a lot of Americans in here, and I kind of lose my way, you know.
And we're not really representing Wales very well, we could.
No. Well, maybe so. John says the cameo is great in Edinburgh. Hopefully, Blue Velvet. Oh, that's the name of the place. Blue Velvet Rear Window and Twin Peaks episodes 1 and 2 Saturday. That's awesome. Amazing.
Yeah. Did you watch that Blue Velvet in the end then?
I haven't watched it yet, Jenks. No,
I've
bought too many films lately. I've got a backlog.
It's worth watching just for Dennis Hopper and Isabella Rossellini. Isabella Rossellini looks so fit in it. Back in the heyday, like.
Yeah. Gina says, I'm with you on Jaws. Look at that. I never thought I'd get someone agreeing with me.
Yeah, it's not like you hate it or we hate it. It's just like I can take or leave it.
Yeah. Jordan says who Falling Down is a great repeat watch. Yeah.
And like I said, with like The Thing, I couldn't tell you one thing wrong with it, but I can say with Jaws it's pretty slow.
It is slow, yeah. Gina says, I saw Jaws on TV and I've never found it scary. I'm more afraid of adders. Yeah.
Do you know, right?
Will you let me get through some of these comments?
What do you mean I went talking between who point to this episode? The bit that always creeps me out in Jaws, though, is when one of the first jump scares when you see the dead body under the water. and the guy's face merges. There's something horrible about a dead body submerged in water, isn't it? It's horrible.
Inferno did it best in Dario Argento's Inferno. Horrible, because you've got the blue light in as well.
Yeah.
John says the 3 movies I've watched most in my life are Commando, Big Trouble in Little China, and The Transformers 1986. I'm a huge fan of Big Trouble in Little China. That's absolutely one of my favourites.
Jordan, I love all 3 of those. I love Commando. Commando was the first film I ever bought with my own money. I don't know how I bought it. It was an 18. Somebody must have bought it for me. And I absolutely love that film. Yes, it's dog shit if you review it properly. But fuck me. I never cared about Rambo and things like that. Commando, Schwarzenegger. It is so good. And Bennett, one of the best villains ever, with his ill-fitting chainmail vest. Then I found out later that only he was ill-fitting because the guy previously left and so all they could afford is the same outfit. Poor bastard.
Whammy Burger, that's it. I knew it was an off-brand.
Is it so made up?
Falling down. Look at that. We've got Eli Cortez. What's up, Jenks and Curtis? All you awesome Twisted Knights. What's happening?
How's it going, Eli?
Eli, thanks for jumping on, mate. No thanks, I've ordered Chinese.
Keep the questions coming, guys.
I've been waiting for this. Don't forget to slash that like button and sub to this amazing channel and consider becoming a member of the mighty Twisted Knights for some awesome perks. I could read that now without even looking at it. It's cemented in my brain. Eli, if you become a member of the Twisted Knights, Jenks will send you the link to his OnlyFans account.
Yes, 100%.
Right, David Price says, I'm from Mountain Ash, Rhondda, Cynon Taff. You're representing Wales just fine. That's awesome. Thank you so much for jumping on, pal. Yeah. I don't know if we know each other, but it's nice to get a Welshman in here, and I'm glad you found your way over, pal. I appreciate
there are other ones, isn't there? There are other Welsh guys.
There's other Welsh people out there.
Yeah.
Eli says, Argento is the master of lighting an atmosphere. No one comes close, pal, and I mean that. No one comes close to Argento with his lighting and atmosphere.
The thing is, directors who have work with low budgets just become masters of things that they can control themselves. I think
100%.
That's why Tarantino's so good. It's all about writing. And Sam Raimi, camera work.
Yeah, 100%. Look at that. We've got a question from Sam Jones. Favorite score soundtrack to a film?
Right, I'm going to kick us off. My favorite, for horror, it's Lost Boys. And I'm not sure about theme music. I can't think of, if you give me a few examples. And then my favorite theme for any film is Tim Burton's Batman, followed by Terminator 2. I don't know did the composer for that. So it's that. Yeah. It's Danny Elfman did Batman. I'm not sure who did Terminator 2. But yeah.
Favorite soundtrack of all time. I'm going to drop in From Dusk Till Dawn again. Easily my favorite soundtrack, but you've got From Dusk Till Dawn, Lost Boys, and there's one more banger, Pulp Fiction. Any Tarantino movie, the soundtrack is absolutely banging.
Oh, you said Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Lost Boys is it's got to be a close second.
Yeah, Lost Boys is great. And an original soundtrack as well. It's got music, but made for the movie, not kind of like a score.
Yeah.
To be honest, if you're asking me for scores, I am really high on Argento at the moment, so I'm going to say any Goblin score for a Dario Argento movie, specifically Tenebre. Tenebre's got some great music in it. Phenomena, Deep Red, really iconic sounds. I listen to those on headphones on Spotify, like their music, and they are just scores for horror movies. Absolutely adore the work they've done in those movies with the music. Yeah, there's too many, Jenks. Score-wise, it's hard to like pin ones down, but soundtrack. Another one as well, guys. I don't know if you've seen it, Magnolia, Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia. I remember buying that soundtrack on CD. It's a phenomenal soundtrack. It's where I discovered one of my favourite songs, which is Goodbye Stranger by what was they called, man? Fucking
I don't know.
Supertramp.
All right.
Supertramp.
My another great soundtrack is Donnie Darko.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Do you know, I almost said
Tears for Fears.
I almost said Danny DeVito then. I love that soundtrack. It got me into Tears for Fears. And I've heard of them, but love that song.
Yeah.
The first one. Yeah.
John says, I could fit in that chainmail vest. I'll get on the auction.
Honestly, for all these years, like almost 40 years of that film being out, I always thought, what were they thinking making him wear that stupid outfit? And then only since the age of YouTube do you find the truth. Like, no, they just couldn't afford a better one for him. They had to fit into that. Poor bastard.
Freddie Mercury look like. Are you talking to me, Gina, with this tash? Who's a Freddie Mercury lookalike?
It's got to be you.
Look at this. Gina has gifted 5 memberships. Wow. Gina, thank you so much.
Absolute legend.
Guys, if you're on the stream, we've got Creep666. Welcome to the Twisted Nights. We've got Trevi McTrev. Welcome. We got Davy Deathray back.
Keeps escaping.
I know. And we've got Our Life in Horror and Denise Sweet. These are all people that keep escaping us, guys.
One day they'll stay. Yeah, awesome. I really appreciate that, Gina.
Thank you so much, Gina. John says, Brad Fidel for Terminator 2 soundtrack.
Oh, yes. So the reason I love Terminator 2 soundtracks, the theme is obviously awesome, very pleasing to the ear, but it's the use of the sound of metal when it's fighting at off key, and it's like, oh, this. I mean, obviously James Cameron's a genius. He's probably tinkering with everything. I think he's involved in everything. I don't think someone just sends him something. He's like, no, I want to be involved. Probably looking over his shoulder, and that metal crunching sound is perfect. I love that.
Another one I love, I absolutely adore, is Brian De Palma's Body Double. The soundtrack was done by Pino Diaz something. I can't quite remember his second name, but I don't know if you've seen Body Double, Jenks. But no. It's a twist on Rear Window, and there's a bit where he's looking after an apartment for some guy he's just met. Do you want to look after this apartment for me while I go off somewhere? Yeah, that's fine. So he goes to his apartment and he says, at this time every night, look over into that apartment and you'll see this woman who does this erotic dance, and he's got what are they called?
Telescope. The fuck you doing?
Oh my God. He's got a telescope.
He's got a telescope.
and when he's watching this woman, it plays this music plays, and it is so addictive, and it's so like enchanting, and it pulls you in, and I've never seen a sound match a scene so perfectly. It is phenomenal. That'd have to be one of my favourites as well. The theme to the original Superman is so inspiring.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Iconic, innit? So iconic. Gina says, I'm scared of my brother's DVDs. Now should I watch Insidious 2, or am I going to want to switch off as shite? No, Gina, you'll definitely enjoy Insidious 2. I know, Jenks, you can shake your head all you want. It's a loved movie. A lot of people love it. It's a great sequel.
It's very cheesy.
Shut up. If you love the first one, you'll enjoy it. I love Insidious 2, I think.
If you love the first one, you'll think the second one is cheesy because some really bad dialogue.
John says, I have Lost Boys and Return of the Dead soundtracks on vinyl, plus I think I have one of the Lost Boys soundtracks singles still. That's awesome. I've got quite the movie soundtrack vinyl collection. I went through a stage a few years back where I stopped collecting films. I was only collecting movie soundtracks. Waxwork Records, they released some stunning editions. You got Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Hellraiser. There's some bangers on there.
It's amazing how good the soundtrack to Evil Dead 2 is, because the budget was so low, but you've got really like at the end of the bit where he's getting sucked into the porthole.
Yeah.
And the theme sounds a lot like Danny Elfman's Batman. And if you if you listen to the commentary, Sam Raimi points that out, and Sam Raimi's worked with Danny Elfman loads of times since.
Yeah.
With most of his films.
Well, he did Army of Darkness as well.
Army of Darkness, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange 2, and A Simple Plan was Danny Elfman as well.
Yeah, that's such a good film.
Oh, and The Gift. Oh no, maybe not The Gift. I can't remember.
I bought The Gift on 4K a couple of months back. Great.
I love The Gift. That's just the best that Keanu Reeves has ever acted in anything he's ever done by a country mile.
Oh, 100%. I watched it for the first time when I bought it a few months back. Oh, I remember watching it when I was young, but I didn't remember anything about it. So I was basically going in fresh a couple of months ago. And as soon as Keanu Reeves comes on screen, I was like, what? Have you been pretending to act shit this whole time?
Yeah, he's like a horrible hillbilly and like a
horrible,
redneck, but he's so nasty. And it's like, oh my God, I've never seen this performance even close. Like, it's so good. It's like a proper actor, like a proper human.
Yeah. 100% agree with you, Jenks.
Yeah, I love that film. Katie Holmes is in that as well, funny enough.
Yeah. That bit. You know, she is, yeah. She's the one that gets murdered.
Yeah. Where are we? I'll read a few comments. I've lost where we were now. Did you read this one last?
Yeah, that last.
Yeah. That's a conversation. Hang on, here we go. So Miss Bunny Girl 69, don't worry, I'm quiet, but I'm still here. I'm not going to read the hee-hees. I haven't, Gina says, I haven't seen any Insidious films. Look, regardless of what you think about what I say about the second one, the first one is class. And we've said it before, Kurt, it has the greatest, it's the only film with a scary title sequence.
Yeah.
Just, it's so good.
Yeah, so I've always put it in one of the best horror openers ever because it sets the tone of the movie perfectly.
Yeah.
And then you've got that title sequence where Insidious comes up and it's so loud and blistering.
Massive font.
Yeah, scariest font in the world. Just beaten out by Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, it's just there's something about that. It's just it's really scary. The lighting behind it's so simple, but for some reason it's so effective. And I think, like, I'm not sure, like, have you noticed a lot of films now, maybe it's because of that, I've got giant fonts, like The Boys, a lot of films,
big bold fonts,
massive. And I wonder if it's from that. Darkman as well, so I'm guessing you mean Danny Elfman did that as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I loved that when I first saw it.
I still love it. It's a great film.
Yeah, I've seen the other ones as well, the sequels.
I haven't.
I mean, I haven't seen the third one, so the second one, different actor is playing the Liam Neeson one. I think the third was the Return of Durant. I'm like, who cares? Back? It's the worst. It's rubbish villain. You know, nonsense. Right, let me just read this one. Miss Bunny Girl says, my favourite band at the moment is called Inhaler. They're from Ireland. Yes, it's Bono's son. And he sounds exactly like his father. Have you heard them, Kurt?
No, never heard of them.
They're a good band. But if you listen to it, it sounds like Bono. Well, Bono like 20 years ago. They're pretty good. I got another one here. Tyler Adams said, I love Danny Elfman's score for The Frighteners. Yeah, Frighteners is a proper underrated movie.
It is. It hasn't aged well, but I loved that film growing up.
Do you know there's an actor in that I've never seen since, and I think he steals the show in that film, is the horrible boyfriend of the girl Michael J. Fox ends up with. You know, the guy with the black hair and he's into fitness.
I haven't seen it in years.
He's a dickhead, but he dies then, and he's like doesn't know what to do, and he's a pain in the ass. Did it ring a bell at all?
No.
Well, anyway, that film is great. Doesn't make a lick of sense. The opening scene is like she's fleeing the monster, the ghost, really in danger, and then it cuts in. She's in cahoots with him at the end. It's like, hang on.
Why?
As if just Adamar, I just want her to have a really cool scene where she's been chased. Don Keats said, I watched Heretic last night, thought it would be scarier, watchable, but expected more psychological horror than jump scares. It's actually on Prime at the moment, just dropped on Prime, which is great.
I absolutely loved that movie. It ended up being one of my favourites of last year. I knew going in that it wasn't going to be a run-of-the-mill horror movie. I knew it wasn't going to be a film that scared me. But I loved Hugh Jackman in it. The two girls playing the Mormons were great. And I just loved the games he played with them. The dialogue, when he's comparing Monopoly and songs that copy each other to the Bible. I loved it. I thought it was a phenomenal film.
It is a good film. I didn't love it as much as you, but I would recommend it. Jill says, have you watched Fear Street? I haven't seen any.
I have. I've seen, you're probably just talking about the new one, which is Prom Queen.
Yeah.
And it's one of the worst movies I've ever watched. It
Really?
is absolutely trash. I felt uncomfortable watching it because it seems like it's geared towards young teens, but it's
really
got
violent.
extreme, it's really violent.
Yeah,
But
it's an 18 as well.
yeah, but they've got like dance-offs and stuff in there and like young teens like tittle-tattling, and I was like, oh, I feel wrong watching this. It feels like something my daughter would watch, but she can't watch it because it's too violent. It was weird.
Did you see Wolfman's got Naz Barry? He's having a spat with somebody from his review. Did you see that on Facebook?
Oh, when he said he's going to unsub.
Yeah, she said. So basically, Barry from Wolfman's
You're
got
not
Naz.
the authority.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's just a review, isn't it? And Barry loves that arguing back.
You're on my channel. On my channel, well, I am the authority.
I don't know whether you saw this the other day, but I had a little bit of a spat with somebody on the one I did with Sinners. Not Sinners. Sorry, no. The Final Destination 6 video. I don't know if you saw. I had a spat with somebody, but I deleted him. Did you read it?
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah. I felt sorry for you. It was nasty.
So basically, I did a review, a non-spoiler review for Final Destination 6. Very careful in my review. And somebody wrote, oh, he says non-spoiler, but he gives away half the plot. And I wrote back, I shouldn't have written back. He was clearly a pleb. And I said, no, I haven't given any spoilers away. Everything I gave away was in the trailer. And he wrote, yeah, but some of us are trying to keep away from it and not look at the trailers. And I'm like, but why did you watch my review? And he goes, oh, you showed me then. I was like, oh my God, you fucking loser. Delete.
Yeah, he got really nasty. I seen that one. I was cringing for you because I haven't been shit on yet.
Normally I'm the one. I should tell you, don't engage with these idiots.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But you were respectful. You said to him like, I don't quite understand what you mean.
Well,
but the thing is, a lot of these people, soon as you give them an answer back, I did do while I was on holiday. I was scrolling through and there was a horrible comment. And I replied, and then his replies like that, and he's nasty, and he's like, enjoy your channel correcting my grammar, and piss off, pal. This isn't an English lesson. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know why I engaged? I think it wasn't that I was in the mood for a fight or I had a few beers. It was, I didn't want someone to read it to think, oh, there's spoilers in there. I'm like, no, I haven't put spoilers. I want to clarify, like, no, there's no spoilers in it. There's none at all. In fact, I give less than the trailers give away,
But you showed the whole trailer, like.
Well, I just show clips of the trailer. In fact, I didn't even show the clips of the tattoo parlor because that was a whole scene.
Like you didn't spoil anything.
No, it's ridiculous. Anyway, Miss Bunny Girl says, I've heard a conspiracy that Eli, I'm guessing he is the lead singer from Inhaler, provided the vocals for U2's Dome concerts at Vegas. Really? Very similar voice. You would never tell them apart. Taylor Adams says, what movie has your favorite disembowelment?
Disembowelment is like guts. In it.
Yeah, so many. What?
Easy. Brain dead, right? When the shutter comes down and you don't see what's happening to him a bit behind the shutter, and when he gets pulled away, all his guts are out and his legs are gone.
I can beat you. Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Choke on that.
Yeah, I like it. As much as we don't want to bring up a film we always talk about, it is the best one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's really good. 1 second. So Sam Jones said, I rented The Frighteners as a kid and it looked terrified from the cover. That's a great cover.
It's so good.
Although it's not scary, I wasn't disappointed. It's a class film. I think it's quite underrated. The CGI is a bit dated now, but what are you going to do?
I used to love it. I had it on DVD when I was a kid and I haven't watched it in a long time, but I've seen clips and it hasn't aged very well.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while.
There's a lot of ropey shit in that film.
It's got a great tagline as well. No rest for the wicked. That's a great, simple tagline.
Did they come up with that? Because that's a common phrase.
No, it's a common phrase, but it's perfectly used. It's perfectly used in this sort of film where you've got the Grim Reaper. So Miss Bunny Girl says they had some great actors in Prom Queen, but it was so bad. I haven't seen it. You told me not to watch it.
Yeah, my browd messaged me. My brother, I should say, browd is very Welsh. My brother messaged me yesterday and asked if I'd seen it. He
loved it.
Yes, he told me straight up. He was like, "Oh, I fucking loved it. It was a great film."
Is this Ben?
Yeah. I replied, and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake." For God's sake, Ben.
Tyler Adams says, too bad Prom Queen came out so long after the trilogy. It was such a disappointing wait.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
The last three they brought out, bangers.
I haven't seen
1978 was my favourite, the summer camp one. It had Sadie Sink in it from Stranger Things.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, the ginger one.
Yes.
Yeah. So Miss Bunny Girl said the director who directed Watcher with Micah Monroe was originally attached to Prom Queen, but they went with someone else. All right.
It would have been 10 times better because Watcher is a very classy film.
We saw that together.
We watched it together. Yes, we did.
I don't think I don't remember liking that film. I thought it was a nothing burger.
It may have been a bit of a nothing burger, but it was a well-made movie. It was very classy.
Yeah. Davey Deathray says everyone is going live today. TSL, Twisted Locker, and then I'm going. I'm going live here in about an hour with a guest from the UK. Is it a mystery guest?
Is it a Jenks? It's me from Cult Locker.
Yes, we'll be done. We'll be done soon. Don't worry. We're not going to steal your thunder. Okay, not that it matters. What's going on? This is our one night. We booked it, Kurt, didn't it? What's going on?
I know. We come on, guys. We've got Wednesday booked. No one else can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to say as well, I didn't mention on Sunday, Eli, I went back, right, and I traced the poll that Sledgehammer Horror done, right? I went back and found the poll, and the poll was, do any of you guys have YouTube channels that you can suggest to me that I can bring on the channel to talk about the first horror movies they watched? I go in the comments, right? Eli Cortez is there, Davey Deathray, Twisted Nights. So you said on that live, right, Eli, that you didn't want to take credit. You need to take 100% credit.
Yes.
I thought, how awesome is that? Yeah. Eli, thank you so much for that, pal. We appreciate it.
Eli says, I already pre-ordered the 4K steelbook of Final Destination Bloodlines. Yes, it's definitely worth a watch. Definitely worth a buy. Definitely worth a watch. I'm just gutted you didn't love it as much as me, Kurt. Gutted.
No, I know. Me too, Jenks. Me too.
Yeah, oh well. So Hugh Huckry says, disemboweled movies, all the Saw franchise.
As much as you hate it, Dog Soldiers has got a really good disembowelment because when the dog's pulling on his intestines,
and it's like sausages,
and he's like fucking
yeah.
It's a good one.
Tyler Adams says Shaun of the Dead does a great one, homage to Day of the Dead. I bet. Yeah, that 100%. That scene where what's his name in it? The character.
David.
It's almost like too violent for the film because it's like I know it's done for comedy value, but when you look at his face, he's really dying and it's not that funny. And it's like, it's horrible. 100%. Like,
he's an idiot in it though. I didn't mind him dying, to be fair.
But the worst thing is, he is kind of right. They should never have left that flat. He had a good point.
No, 100%.
Gina says, I've had loads of arguments with Scream and Halloween fans telling me I'm not a fan, especially because I like ends. My response, piss off.
No, look. There's one thing we can never do as horror fans is judge someone for the movies that they like in the franchise. Now, there's banter, like me and Jenks will make fun of each other for the films that we like, and if there's a franchise, our favourite one in that franchise, I'll piss on Jenks if his doesn't match up to mine. But I'm as controversial as it comes when it comes to franchises. Like, I adore Halloween Kills and Ends. I think they're both fantastic films. Does that make me less of a Halloween fan because it doesn't respect the law of the earlier movies and it goes in a completely different direction? Absolutely not. But there's one thing you can't do is shit on someone for their opinions if you're not, in a bantery way. Like,
yeah, totally.
In fact, there's nothing more fun than shitting on people for their movie views, but if it's done in a fun way.
Yeah, totally. Yes, part and parcel of it, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
David Price says, what film/films first inspired your love of horror? That's an easy one. It's Evil Dead 2, without a doubt. I'm not saying that was my first horror film I ever watched. Probably watched Dracula, Christopher Lee. But I do remember... I remember being in school, right, and all my friends all loved football. They used to watch football, talk about Liverpool, Manchester, and I was like, don't care about any of this. And I was asking them, like, have you seen Evil Dead 2? They're like, what? Demons 2? Nobody had heard these films. I'm like, oh my God, I'm literally the only one who's watching Evil Dead 2. And now that, like, Sam Raimi's proper mainstream, it's just so nice to have it acknowledged, because it was still quite cult even when we were growing up, isn't it? And now since he's done sort of Spider-Man. Yeah.
So my earliest memory of horror, now I'm going off what I can remember watching for the first time and kind of being blown away and becoming obsessed. And the first thing would be the posters. I was always obsessed with the posters. So it would be that, walking through the aisles of Blockbuster, seeing all these great posters, and I instantly became obsessed. But my earliest memory of horror, there's 3. It's Evil Dead, any of them, 1, 2, or 3. Demons, 1, and Critters. Critters was a big one from my childhood. They're ones I constantly rented in Blockbuster. But there's definitely 3 franchises at least that started my love for horror, 100%.
It's weird with Evil Dead 2, because I loved it and I thought it was really cool when Henrietta comes out of the floor and all this. But I remember having nightmares about the severed head falling on his lap. That used to scare me. I was imagined in bed. So even though I was scared, it was kind of like if my parents kind of paid more attention, they would go, look, no more horror films. You clearly have a nightmare. But again, I was loving it at the same time, even though I was terrified. You have to have that nice bit of mix.
100%. I had it with... my father showed me Sixth Sense, and I remember my mother phoning my father and being like, look, you can't show him these movies anymore, like, because I shitted myself for ages, like. Oh God, I was 15 when Sixth Sense came out. No.
John Moran said the disemboweled film for me was Hannibal, when the cop catches up to Lecter in Italy and wishes he hadn't. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Hannibal, but it's a brutal film. Really brutal.
Yeah, Ray Liotta with his brain exposed.
Oh, that's hard to watch. And
Gary Oldman.
He bites his face off.
Yeah. Gary Oldman's makeup in that movie.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Tyler Adams says David was the shit, but damn, what a way to go.
Was a shit, not the shit.
Oh, was a shit.
2 very different things there, Jenks.
Yeah. Do you read a few of these comments? So we're coming up to an hour and a half now, so we'll get ready to wrap it up, I think, if there's any more questions.
Yeah. Eli, well, you're ditching us next week, right? So we can make up for time, yeah? Eli says, do you think the major horror movies should have a definite ending or keep on going without an ending?
So a definitive...
Do you think the major horror movies should have a definite ending or keep on going without an ending? So do you mean as in a franchise keeping going or just starting and ending?
So for me, if it's that, I'd rather a film have a proper ending and then they come up with a really cool idea to bring it back. I don't like cliffhangers, because what if they haven't got the budget for the second one? What if it doesn't make bank and you're left with like almost half a film? I don't mind like an obscure ending where you have to make up the ending yourself. I think that's quite cool, where you can just discuss it for years to come. But yeah, and I don't mind the end credits. If a hand came up with something, that's no big deal.
Yeah, why not, innit? No, I agree with you on that one. Jordan says, I had a spat in the comment section of Barry's videos that went on for weeks because the time difference. I think it was Halloween related. The important part was they were wrong.
Yes, correct. What's wrong with people? It's a funny old thing, a troll, isn't it? It's like, you got anything better to do? Who gives a shit? Like,
yeah, who gives a shit? Gina says, I got Zara from the Rate Scary onto Sledge channel, and it really helped your channel.
Oh,
it really
brilliant.
helped your channel. That's
Excellent.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
brilliant,
I'm looking
Gina.
forward to jumping on.
What's the theme? Have they said the theme?
It's going to be the first horror movies we watched and
right.
the scene that stuck with us.
Right.
Yes. My guest is a gent who goes by Primetime Mitch. We're going to be discussing our favourite kills in the Final Destination franchise.
Oh, cool.
We got, that's when you know you're doing awesome, is when people are hating on you. Hell
Yes.
yeah. We're still waiting for people to start hating on us, pal.
Well, I may have said this the other week, right? But somebody gave me a 1-star review for The Great Decay, my book, my zombie book. And the review said, 1 star, slow and dull, don't believe the hype. What fucking hype?
What hype? I've sold 10 copies.
What fucking hype? Smells like the Phantom Menace or something.
Yeah. Davies says, how about the priest from Dead Alive getting impaled by the statue in the cemetery? Does that count as disembowelment? Yeah, it was straight through his stomach, wasn't it?
Right. Davey.
Aye, kick ass for the Lord.
Davey, I'm not happy about using words like dead alive, okay? You need to adapt your language, okay, to brain dead, okay? Come on. You know it's a better title.
I've got a Dead Alive poster behind me.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
For anyone new to the channel as well that hasn't seen this before, I do have a baby Selwyn from Brain Dead and a Dead Alive poster.
Awesome.
One of my absolute favourite movies. This is I didn't mention that. Brain Dead is an early one as well, Jenks.
Yeah.
Very early movie that I watched.
Yeah, it's awesome.
David Price says, Evil Dead 2 is a great example of horror comedy done well, and American Werewolf in London was the one that scared the cake out of me. Love Critters 2. Now, American Werewolf in London, that scene on the moors...
Scared the cack out of me, the shit.
That scene on the moors, where they can hear the howl of the werewolf.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is still one of the scariest and well put together scenes ever done, because the location that they're in is very... rainy, dark, grimy Britain. They're in the middle of nowhere. You can just see a little parameter around them. Everything else is pitch black.
Yep.
And you can just...
Where are they, Curtis? Tell the audience.
I think you'll find that they are in Wales.
Still in Wales. Brecon Beacons.
They're in the Brecon Beacons.
Do you know what I love about that scene when they lose the track? Is that their reactions are really realistic. So they're not going, oh my God, we're going to get killed. They're just like, keep talking, keep singing. And they're just doing exactly what normal people do, just distracting themselves and walking fast. It's awesome.
That movie is flawless, right? It is a perfect movie. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. But a part of me wishes for that tone throughout. How scary that scene on the moors is, that tone throughout. Because... It bounces between so many different genres as the film goes on. But I'm not going to say anything about it. I wouldn't want to change the movie. It's perfect. But then you've got the scene, and then you've got a scene then where David's naked and he takes balloons from a little girl and he's like covering himself and he's like running through London naked.
Yeah, I just love the fact he just shacks up with a nurse and he's in the shower straight away shagging us. Like,
do you know who done it quicker?
Ooh.
The Fog.
The Fog.
He picks up on the side of a road and it cuts them to in bed.
He's a legend though. Come on.
Yeah. I've met the legend in the flesh. Gina says Halloween age 4 got me completely hooked. Christopher Lee age 3 loved my parents. That's awesome. Halloween age 4.
My first film I saw with Christopher Lee as Dracula was Taste the Blood of Dracula. That freaked me out because it's really scary. They kind of bring him back. I think it's a sequel, a proper sequel, but I love that film. I watched that loads of times.
Yeah, I've seen all just about all of Christopher Lee's ones. My mother really loved all the old Universal. I know Christopher Lee's one weren't Universal, but those classic horrors.
Hammer. It was his red eyes. This has freaked me out. His like red bloodshot eyes.
Oh yeah, that killed Christopher Lee. Killed him.
Yeah.
Am I dead yet? Says, hey guys, have I missed your live? You're about to end. We are, I'm afraid. We are going to wrap it up now in the next 5 minutes.
You can watch it on rewatch.
Or you can jump in on Sunday at 7 o'clock. We'll be going live again on Sunday.
Yes.
Tyler says, if you had to throw a spooky costume party movie marathon, what would it be? So, a spooky costume party movie marathon. It's got to be Evil Dead. There's 6 movies now.
There's not enough iconic. There's not enough iconic outfits.
Plenty, Jenks.
You're not going to go as Bobby Joe.
Bugsy Henrietta.
I think there's something like Stranger Things would be awesome. There's so many characters you can go as.
Yeah, but there's also too much to watch, Jenks. Come on, be realistic.
Everybody's seen Stranger Things. What are we talking about?
A marathon is watching everything in one go, Jenks. So you're going to watch 4 seasons of Stranger Things in one go.
If you had to throw a spooky costume movie marathon, I think you'd be all right. Be all right.
No. You can't get people to sit there for what? 40 hours.
Hang on, you were going to tell them to sit as dressed as Henrietta.
They can dress as what they won't do, Jenks. I'm saying I've Bugsied Henrietta.
Yeah. What about Candyman? There's only two of those films. Oh, no, it's 3.
3.
Oh, have you got to watch the remake?
Oh, yeah, because there's so many more people to dress as in Candyman. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go dress as a journalist. What's wrong with you?
What's the hillbilly called in Evil Dead 2? The one with dungarees.
Jake.
I'm going to go as Jake. That's a nice, easy one. I got dungarees when we went to Butlins as hillbillies.
Yeah. Bobby Joe!
Yeah.
Bobby Joe! I love him, Jake. Lovely guy as well. He passed a few years back of cancer, bless him. He was doing, he was trying to raise money online. And he had a Facebook page. He would just talk to his fans all the time. I used to chat to him all the time. Great guy. Tyler says, Peter Jackson is my favourite filmmaker. Oh, he's up there. He's phenomenal.
I think The Lovely Bones is quite underrated. I quite enjoyed it. I know it's flawed, and I know. Yeah, I like the book as well. Book's good.
It's great. Eli says, "Have you all seen The Mill Killers?" I haven't, pal.
What's that about?
Seen that one.
Is that new?
What year did that come out? I have to Google it. I'll Google it. Who says Hammer Horror makes some of the best on-location atmospheric horror movies of all time?
Yes, I agree.
The most atmospheric thing about Hammer was the series that they did, and it was the intro, the music, and the shots of like British castles, you know.
Yeah.
So creepy.
Yeah, Europe or Britain in particular, so gothic, isn't it? So creepy.
Yeah. Jenna Agata, she was spoken. Outside of Palace Studios. Oh, look at that. Have a Demons 1 and 2 party. Absolutely. Easy.
I'll go as that little kid with the stupid gremlin that comes out of his guts. Even though he's already small as it was.
Demons is so good. Still need to watch the sequel. I have a photo booked with Lamberto Bava and Greta. She's the main woman from Demons 1. The first one that gets turned is the black woman with the dreadlocks.
And as a descalped.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she descalps.
Oh, yes, sure.
She doesn't get scalped.
That's right.
So there's Lamberto Bava and her. I've got the photo book, Jenks. 2 weeks time, right? I get to meet one of my idols, Lamberto Bava. Amazing.
I can't believe that Davies hasn't seen Demons 2 yet.
Yeah, well, I think Demons was your first time watch when you did the watch party, I'm sure.
So you're going to love Demons 2. You're going to probably prefer it. It's far more mainstream, far more Hollywood, and it is pretty awesome.
I adore both of them. My only problem with Demons 2 and why I navigate more to the first one is it is more Hollywood, so it's not as violent. There isn't as much violence in it. It's phenomenal. For a long time, I preferred the second one. It's got a much better location. It's better made, but they do dial back the violence in the second one, which was a little bit disappointing.
It's just the transfer. What's the name of the girl now whose party it is in the second one? What's her name?
I can't remember. Beth.
Her name is on the cake and everything. What the fuck's her name? Is it Beth?
Yeah, Beth, I think, maybe.
Yeah, well, anyway, her transformation, well, all their transformations is so painful. The nails are coming out, and they're screaming, and they're just, the teeth, the effect
the
is so
teeth
good.
coming through there, but you can see their current teeth falling out. It's horrible.
It's amazing. It's a shame that it's not more mainstream, where I almost wanted to be remade just for more eyes on it. Even though it might be sacrilege, I just think anything that gets more eyes on demons, who cares?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Miss Bunny says, you guys are silly. Eli Court said, it's a Welsh movie. Yes, it is. You're talking about American Werewolf in London. Oh, no, sorry, The Kill. What did you say? The Kill something.
The Mill Killers.
The Mill Killers. Welsh. All right, cool.
There we are, Jenks. You can read the comments.
So Gina says, Hammer Horror apparently used to help me sleep. So Eli Corte says, lucky, Greta was in all the Italian movies back in the day.
Yeah, she's awesome. I can't wait. Look at this, gents. We should be embarrassed, right? This was posted on the 22nd of April on BBC. Welsh low-budget horror film gets global release. So, have you seen it, Eli, or have you just heard about it? Because I'm a bit embarrassed now, Jenks, that we didn't know about this.
Yeah, how the fuck did that happen?
I don't know. A Welsh horror movie. We were going to be the first Welsh horror movie to go global. We were going to do that.
I know. So, Miss Bunny Girl 69 says, I'm more of a demon than an angel. And Gina says, no wonder my Jack Russell was so grumpy. He was called Jake. He'd get wrong, growl at his ass and go behind the couch. Baba Joe! Should we wrap it up there, Kurt? I think
yes, let's do it.
We're in 40. You've been going. It's not bad. Right, guys. Really appreciate you all jumping on. It's been fun. I'm really enjoying these Wednesdays. Just feels like hanging out with people like friends, isn't it? Just having a chat.
Oh, 100%. I say it every time we go live. I much prefer going live than doing pre-recorded, just because we get to chat to all you awesome people. You literally keep us going for hour 40, and I couldn't talk shit to Jenks for that long. You guys are awesome, and you make these lives great. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I love it. And I gotta say, I think we should start drinking on these. I think this feels like
my bladder's too shit. My Jenks, I'd spend half the stream on the toilet. No chance.
Why can't you just sit on a commode where you can just piss? Nobody can see your legs.
I'll have a piss bucket here if you guys don't mind me. Just having a quick tinkle now and again.
You imagine you doing that, your camera falls. Ah,
yeah, banned.
Yeah. Cheers. Listen, quick plug. I just started my solo channel, Zombie Locker. Those of you who've already jumped on, appreciate it. I'm not quitting Twisted Locker. Don't worry, I'm not quitting. It's a sidecar channel.
Are you telling me or them?
Curtis is going to do his side one soon, when he plucks up the courage. But I've been planning this for a while, and hopefully we're going to do our side ones, and they're going to feed into this one. So it's going to be a nice family of horror, locker horror, you know. So we're going to do Twisted, Zombie, and either trash or cult. Cult you're going to be doing, isn't it?
Cult locker, because I can only talk about trash films, and like I can't talk about Suspiria.
And you can't do an Italian only because there's not enough films to talk about. So I think you can spread it between the two.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, there's plenty of zombie stuff to talk about. But anyway, cheers for jumping on. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't joined our memberships, they start for 99 pence. We've got loads of content on there. We're going to try and do weekly stuff on there. We're going to pump it anymore. I promise we're going to do a live exclusive for our members soon. I think we need to start. We need to maybe do it next week or the week after. But we're definitely going to be doing it. We haven't forgotten. Anything else to add, Kurt, before we go?
No. I've said my piece. Thanks again, guys, and we'll hopefully see you Sunday at 7.
Yes, we don't know what we're doing yet, but we'll be doing something good, something like a ranking or something. Or I wish we could just review horror films, new horror films, but it's fuck all coming out. It's been shit. Anyway, we'll see you on Sunday, guys. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.